We will resume the session. Mr. Foster.
Thank you, Mr. President. Professor Crawford, Secretary Eisenstadt. What does that table show?
That table shows the timing and the amounts of monies that were invested into FVG.
And does it bring them up to date to 2006 dollars through the use of the weighted average cost of capital?
It does in the final line where it says value in EOY, sorry, end of year 2006 dollars.
Okay, and the total dollar amount invested in nominal terms is shown where?
Three lines above that, the 19025323, that's entitled total dollar investment.
Okay, and does this sheet also show shutdown expenses?
It does.
And then when you use the 12.9% interest rate to bring the investment amounts up to date in 2006, what's the result?
Well, the total is 42,943,533.
And that's on the last line.
That is
the fourth column over.
That's right.
Okay. Now look at Table 8 to your rebuttal report. That's the last page. Tell the tribunal what Table 8 represents.
Well, that shows the elements of the claim and then shows how they're added together. The first element is the same number you just saw, the accumulated value of the lost investment. The second one is the recovery of shutdown expenses. These are the expenses they incurred in order to terminate the business. The third line shows the lost profits claim, that's the projection of the operations of the railway and real estate. The fourth, then you have the total revised damages claim. And then the lease income received 2002-10 is a negative item because these are incomes that they received and should be deducted from the claim. And then the bottom line, which I've colored green, is total net damages.
We look forward to your consideration of the evidence that you've heard. I'd like to begin by just addressing a few of the respondents' contentions in their opening statement and try to draw your attention to what we believe are the overwhelming facts that refute their contentions. The first contention the respondent made on its opening PowerPoint slide number 2 is that RDC did not keep its promise to invest. Respondent told you that claimant never fulfilled its promise to invest. Respondent told you that after 13 years after after the bid was issued and won by RDC, there is no modernized rail system in Guatemala. The facts are starkly different. What respondent didn't tell you was that as early as 1999, RDC's investment was significant and the modernization was well underway. The following are some of the images that respondent doesn't want you to pay attention to. The first, of course, is what this railroad looked like when FVG and RDC came into possession of it. It was literally in ruins. And in contrast, what RDC did was to install new cross ties to rehabilitate the railway. The evidence is overwhelming. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cross ties. Bridges were restored. Heavy container traffic began. There had never been containers carried by this railroad before. Now, as to the award, when you conclude, as I think you will and certainly urge you to, when you conclude that RDC is entitled to an award on the merits, at that point you will have concluded 3 times that RDC is right. Twice on jurisdictional points and once on the merits. Under those circumstances, I would submit to you that it is not only appropriate that the facts cry out for the award of cost and attorney's fees to RDC and FVG in connection with this proceeding. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Mr. Orta, it's your turn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to, I also, like Mr. Foster, am going to proceed a little bit extemporaneously here based on a series of sticky notes that I put together when he was making his presentation. So I actually did put together a bit of a slide presentation, though, but that's not going to take me through the whole 30 minutes. Let's go to the first slide. And going back to basics.